Oh, he's getting out.
Okay, here we go.
Oh my
All
gosh.
doors open.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, we got 5 people.
Welcome to Viral Twist. Today, a fast police chase takes a dangerous turn when an armed car thief jumps out of the stolen car and runs into a house.
Glenn and Lou, it's a silver Kia Soul that's being pursued here through South LA. We're almost in the, I believe we're in the Wilmington area at this point, and we just exited the 110 freeway at about PCH. We're seeing 2 black and whites that are behind this Kia Soul. We're not entirely sure if it's Sheriff or CHP at this point, but Sheriff initially was pursuing this vehicle. We're not sure what the want is just yet, but they had decided to pull off the ground units and just basically surveil it from the helicopter up ahead. They were requesting CHP to take over as it was traveling down the 110 freeway, but you can see we're back now on surface streets. We're seeing a little bit of erratic driving there. You can see into the bike lane. The car was driving in the basically on the shoulder at times along the 110 freeway southbound to avoid traffic, and you see it's just kind of going over the double yellow at this point. Again, we have 2 black and whites that we saw moments ago that were trailing behind this Kia Soul. We'll try and see if it's Sheriff or CHP, but at this point, again, we are driving quickly on the surface streets right in the bike lane here. We haven't seen any bikes, fortunately, in the bike lane. But we're here now. It's probably Sheriff that's directly behind this Kia Soul. They also have a helicopter, as we mentioned. We're working on the what the interest is in this vehicle as far as the want or what the initial call was. But it's certainly evading the Sheriff's Department as we make our way through the Wilmington area. You can see the streets there just above. I'm hearing now that this is a possible stolen vehicle now. Thank you, Nydia. And we're driving quickly down southbound here on the majors here, about 70 miles an hour, much quicker than the rest of the traffic, as you can see, blowing through the stop, 4-way stop there. And we'll see, we're going to set up here. So we're going to go back westbound here, which could bring this car back towards the 110 freeway. We'll see here very shortly. We'll try and push in on the windows when we can. It looks like they're tinted, so not entirely sure how many people may be inside this Kia Soul. You know, we've seen several of these stolen and involved in pursuits in recent months, so certainly an interest with these Kia Souls. But again here, traveling fast, nearly 90 miles an hour here along Harry Bridges as we make our way back towards the 110 freeway.
Yeah, Rich, I noticed that when you first came on, he blew through one of those intersections. He almost hit a pedestrian.
Oh, I did not see that, but I would not be surprised with how fast this car is going. Just no regard to other motorists or anybody else that might be out and about, you know, just zooming down in the bike lane. So fortunately, nobody was struck there. And you see we're back on the freeway here, northbound on the 110. And I'll look out the window here and try and see if we have any black and white units. If we do, they're quite a bit of a distance back from the Kia. They're getting a little bit of space. Of course, they got the helicopter up above that has eyes on it and updating the ground units as to where this may go. Yeah, they may choose not to approach the vehicle at all if the person decides not to get out, and then that turns into a whole, you know, dragged out ordeal. So it looks like we're exiting here. So it looks like Rosecrans. So we're in the city of Hawthorne. Again, we were about, I don't know, just minutes away from that 105 freeway. We were thinking maybe might go back into South LA where this all began. But here we are back on the surface streets. Hopefully stays out of the LAX.
Wrong
is that,
side.
yeah, going the...
Oh, he's going back on.
Let's see here. No, yep, just flipped around there. So again, there's no squad cars behind him, so there was not really any reason to, oh wait, I'm hearing now that we may have 2 black and white units, sheriff units, we're hearing, Dave? Okay, so we're seeing a squad car there get onto the 110 freeway. So again, here we are northbound, heading up towards the 105, and we'll see if he decides to take that 105 freeway. If he elects to go towards the airport, it's going to make things a little more difficult for us to keep track of this vehicle because, you know, it's just a very congested airspace, and you know, they don't need a bunch of helicopters flying over the airport. But we'll see what they decide here. It's Is that a transition? It looked like an off-ramp here. Okay, so exiting here, back onto surface streets. We saw at least one black and white. We'll see if that squad car is exiting with this silver Kia Soul, making a, a quick turn there. Yeah, so now we're eastbound on El Segundo Boulevard and just blowing through that red light. And let's see if we can get our eyes out the window here while we track this vehicle. Dave, our Sky 5 pilot, doing an excellent job of keeping tabs on this and giving us a heads up if he sees any squad cars that are pursuing this car, but by any means they are certainly a little ways back, not directly behind, putting that pressure on the car. Blew through another red light there as we continue eastbound on El Segundo Boulevard through the city of Hawthorne.
And again, driving at a high rate of speed, which we saw on the other surface streets in Wilmington, where he got up to 90 miles per hour, and throwing total caution to the wind here on El Segundo Boulevard, heading in an east direction. Look at that, right through the intersection.
So dangerous. Wow, and that was a red light. This is what we've seen this guy do.
Yeah, over and over again, just does not care if the light is red, green, if it's a four-way stop, there's people walking in the crosswalk, using all lanes of traffic on the freeway, so willing to do anything to try and get away, which is going to be pretty difficult considering Sheriff has a helicopter up above, and easy for them to
he's getting out.
Okay, here we go.
Oh my
all
gosh.
doors are,
oh my gosh.
Okay, we got 5 people that just exited that Kia Soul.
Whoa.
They look like juveniles to me. Yep, they look like juveniles here. There's the driver with the backpack. So here we are running through. We saw a pursuit yesterday that involved some juveniles, and they ran into a home. I don't know what the end result was there, but they ended up going into a garage, possibly their own home. But you can see they are here hopping the fences. A good chance they're familiar with this area as they're trying to make their way through this neighborhood here along 129th Street in Jefferson. On them as best as possible, but there were 5 and they all kind of took their own direction here, so we'll see what we can do. But they are for the most part contained on this property here. It looks like maybe a duplex here on this lot. You can see the sheriff helicopter that's directly overhead. So they just bailed from that vehicle. There were 5 of them, and it looks like they may have gone inside the building. I'm not seeing them along the side yard here. So it looks like we see somebody out front here. I'm not sure if they know the people that ran out or not.
Yeah. It's interesting they sort of went between the buildings, not through a door. So, you would think maybe they're familiar with the building and they would have gone to the door of a location here, but they were sort of thinking maybe, or it looked like they were running to hide.
Let's offset a little bit here. Yes, we're gonna try and offset, try and look down the side of the building and see if there's any doors, windows, anything that they could have hopped through to go into the complex. Again, it appeared to be a duplex here. Sheriff's Department now here with multiple units, so they're going to surround this building very quickly. Again, they still have the helicopter, so there's not really anywhere they can go. It'll just be a matter of time before they go inside and likely take all 5 of those people into custody. But you can see it's multiple units here on the property. They ran, as we saw, down in between that, it looks like an apartment complex and the duplex before basically just vanishing. So you have to assume that they're inside one of these units here, likely knew exactly where they were going. And if these doors were locked, then, they found their way in somehow, whether they have a key or went through a window. So we're going to circle around here and see what's going on. Looks like the dog is not too concerned here, which is good news for the Sheriff's Department. But I'm sure they will try and avoid going into the back portion of the property for now. Guns drawn here by the Sheriff's Department. And you can see a gate that's right there. We know we did not see them hop that gate. And there you go. Looks like we see a couple of screens that were popped off and likely went through the window. There were 5 of them. They looked possibly juvenile. And now inside this building, we'll just kind of scan around here and just kind of see what we got going. But Yeah, just the one. You got one dog that's out and about. We saw a lady that was at the front of the property just moments ago, near where the sheriff's department, and possibly went into her own unit, or maybe in the same unit with those people that ran from that silver Kia Soul, which you can see right here with the doors open. So you got one sheriff deputy that's keeping an eye on that car, make sure they don't get back in there and try and take off again. But there's only so many ways to get off of this lot here, and now the sheriff's deputies are here in force.